Chapter 11 Group Exercises. After the story of Anya and Susan, Sam get an idea. The most of the group were bad fighters. The story of Anya was full of terrible fighting techniques. Both women had only a lot of luck. It was a miracle that they still be alive. In the group and at the shaking zombies on the ground, it doesn't matter. Now Sam knew that these humans didn't know a shit about effective fighting techniques. They were like a gang. Together they were strong, but single they never win a real fight. If the zombies weren't so dumb and could fight only a little bit, instead of biting or grabbing, they were dead in seconds, because the undead feel no pain. We could be glad that the zombies not fight like drunk or a smoker. A drunk fights suddenly and hit unexpected. Someone who are under the influence of alcohol isn't very fast, but able to resist a lot of pain and able to hit very hard. A smoker instead moves very fast from the first time. Hit as much as he can and try to knock off you very fast. He knew totally that he lost his breath after a few minutes. He is a smoker. What do you think? Sam takes Fino beside to talk with him. Fino saw the problems too and know that the group isn't very efficient. Sam gets the idea to teach them martial arts. Fino liked the idea and they developed good exercises. Early in the morning the group wants to go and slay zombies. Sam and Fino asked them to sit down and to listen to them. The vampire had the respect of the people and so they did what they want. Sam explained his intention and asked the group for their opinion. Phil, Mac, Henry and Sven didn't want to waste time for such a useless activity. They believed all were good enough and didn't need exercise. The rest of the group members knew that they principle defenseless. They knew that they haven't any chance to come out alive of a fight with a group of zombies. They want to use the offer of the vampires, because it will increase the chance to keep them alive. Phil, Mac, Henry and Sven weren't idiots and knew that a basic martial arts training was a good idea and they maybe learn something new. The four front fighters get a picture after these many arguments and knew that they also didn't have a chance to survive a battle with a group of zombies. All were strong in the group, but no one could fight against more than 5 zombies. Sam and Fino do that every day. The vampire starts at once with simple weapon lessons. They exercise always the same hits, cuts and beats with a normal stick. Sam shows them mainly Japanese techniques and Fino completed them with Chinese Kung Fu lessons. The very precise Japanese hits and cuts teach the group very clear and specific sword movements. In the opposite and the competitive, they learn in the Chinese techniques movable with big circle form moves and fast direction chains. That's very useful and effective in a battle if more than one zombie attacks you from different directions. After they learned the most important weapon techniques, Sam and Fino teach them individual techniques for the favorite weapon of the single one. That increases the effectivity of the group and the used weapons. It makes no sense to move an axe like a sword, or a baseball bat like a hammer, or a sickle like a stick. After a few days all become good enough to hunt zombies again. The most were good enough to fight single against a small group of undead. The best fighters in the group get a place in the front line, but the vampires fight still at first to break knees and legs, but now they get more help from the other members of the group. Now they were able to strike against larger groups of Walking Dead. The rest of the people who be not good enough to fight directly or didn't want to, cut the shaking ground zombies in pieces. Through the fighting exercises they were more effective. To increase always the fighting power, the boys make a training every evening. They eliminate the greatest mistakes and answered questions. The group became faster in movement, was able to strike back harder, become stronger and preciser in cutting heads and extremities.